Okay, now again, let me start theorem. In a principal ideal domain, the statement of the theorem is, in a principal ideal domain R, for every ascending chain of ideals, suppose that they are the ascending chains of ideal, A1 is subset of A2, is subset of A3, and so on, AN, and so on. This way they are continuously ascending. Then there exists an integer n such that ai should be equal to an for every I is greater than n. Means after a certain number I, ai plus 1, ai plus 2, they all the ideals will be equal if R is a PID. This is our statement. So let me start to prove this theorem. Let A1, A2, A3, they all ideals be an infinite uh, chain of ideals in R. Suppose that they are infinite chain of ideals in ascending order. Let A is the union of all these ideals, AIs, okay, be the union of all these ideals in the chain. We first claim that this union A equal to union of AI is an ideal. First we will claim, then we will prove our theorem. We first claim that A is an ideal. And you know, to be an ideal, we have to show any two element of the set. If A and B are two elements of the set, then their difference will be the element of the same set. And when multiplied by an element of ring R from left side, AR and RA from right side, both they belong to when both they belong to A, then A will be an ideal. So first we will claim that A is an ideal.
There is ideal in R.
Let us take any two elements from, suppose that A and B are the elements of A. Then first I will claim that A minus B is also element of A. Then since two elements belongs to A and A is the union of AIs, so certainly there will exist two ideals. Then there exist two ideals AI and AJ, AI and AJ, such that one belongs to one ideal AI
AI.
and another belongs to another ideal
B.
AJ.
J.
And you know, I will write it. There exists AI and AJ in A. Actually, they are from A, yeah, because A is the union of these ideals, okay? Such that A belongs to AI and B belongs to AJ.
AJ.
And since both ideals they belongs to A and they are in ascending chain, then either AI is subset of AJ or AJ is subset of AI.
AI.
Okay. since AI and AJ, they both are subsets of A, so either AI is subset of AJ or AJ is subset of AI. One of these two incident will happen. So for convenience, I will choose one of them. Let us consider that AI is subset of AJ. Suppose that this is the subset. Then certainly AJ is bigger one than AI. Therefore, this A and B both will belong to AJ. Both the elements will belong to AJ. So this implies A and B both they will belong to the ideal AJ, and we know that AJ is in ideal. So this will imply the difference is also an element of AJ.
AJ.
Why? Because AJ is
Is ideal.
an ideal. And you know well that AJ belongs to A. This is a member of A. We can say this is a member of A. It's not a subset, it is a member of A. Since they are the member of A, एक्चुअली मेम्बर भन्ने कि यसलाई सबसेट भन्ने यो युनियन हो. युनियन हुनुको कारणले यसलाई सबसेट नै भनौँ है. सबसेट नै भन्दा ठिक हुन्छ. Okay, they are the, since they are in the union form of A, therefore they will be said that they are the subset of A. So since A minus B belongs to AJ and AJ is a subset of A, so there this will imply that AB belongs to A. So we have started from A, B is the element of A. So now we got that A minus B, the difference is also element
belongs to A.
A. Okay. And now again, AB is the element of A, J will imply RA for suppose that any element, I will take only one element. Suppose that A is the element of AJ, then I can say that RA and RB, they both will belong to AJ, which is a subset of A. Therefore, these also belongs to A. Since AB belongs to AJ, this implies AR and B are the right ideals concept belongs to AJ because AJ is ideal, which is a subset of A. So what this implies? This implies RA, RB, AR, BR, they all belongs to A. So both the criteria are satisfied. Look, this one and this one. The difference is the element of R, and left and right, both ideals criteria are satisfied. So we can say that A is an ideal of R. So primarily we have proved here that A is an ideal of R. And now we proceed. Since we know that R is a PID, principal ideal domain, our in question it is given that R is a PID, principal ideal domain. Since R is a PID, so every ideal of R will be generated by a single element. Okay, this is the definition of principal ideal domain. Since R is a PID, therefore there exists an element C is the element of R such that this ideal A will be generated by this single element C. Now, since this C generates every element of A, therefore we can say that C's element of A, which will imply that this will imply that C is the element of one of the ideals AN for some AN is subset of A, because A is the union of
Yes.
this type of ideals. Yeah.
Mm.
Now what this implies, now we have got that C is belonging to some of the elements AN. And finally, we have seen here a very interesting result. एकछिन है, यहाँ अलिकति हामीले मिलाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ. Look at here some result. When C belonging to A, this is implying C belonging to AN.
Yeah.
So this will imply that A is a subset of AN. Okay. So this is a contradiction. Actually, AN is a subset of A. हैन? यो त उल्टो आयो नि. यसको मतलब हो यो आइडियल चाहिँ नि कुनै एउटा ठाउँमा गएर यससँग के हुनुपर्छ? इक्वल हुनुपर्छ. Since actually AN is a subset of A, here we see a contradiction. When C is the element of A, this belongs to C belongs to AN. And both the opposite results are appearing here. So there must be some repetition. By taking these two results, we can say that actually this A is exactly equal to AN. It means after some integer, some number n, there must be a repetition. So what about AN plus 1? That will be also equal to AN. What about AN plus 2? That will be again equal to AN and therefore equal to A. And this way the equality, the repetition of equality will go on. So we have seen there that after some number there will be repetition of ideals which they are equal, they are not ascending, means the ascending property is it is stopped now, it is not being ascending, they all are equal after some integer n. So we can conclude that AI, this ideal is equal to AN for every I when it is equal to n or more than n. They all will be equal. So this way we have completed our proof of the theorem. So we have completed our theorem. Okay, you got it?
Yes.